I will say it is kind of sad when the space shuttle program ended, but of course we're moving into new times and new generations, but you never know.
Phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn a thirst and desire. You transform out of in a flash, you spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn a thirst and
Hey y'all, hey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time it is where you are. I'm Sasha, y'all. Welcome back to my channel if you are new. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back, my Loyal Royals. So good to see you. If you are new to the fam, welcome to the family, my new Loyal Royals. So good to finally meet you. Welcome, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Aviation Monday. And in today's Aviation Monday, I'm actually going to do something a little different than I haven't done before. So I want to try something for December because we have, I think, 4 Mondays here in December, one of which includes Christmas. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do a on this day in aviation history for our Mondays, just to kind of throw some interesting facts out there and just, let's see if you guys know, what do you think happened on these days back in the early days of aviation? So as a disclaimer, I will put the entire website. It's only one website this time. I will put the website that I found these 5 sources on. That way you can actually read them for yourself, along with other cool things that happened on this day and other days back in aviation history. So with all that said, let's get started with these facts. 1938, the first flight of the Miles M18, a single-engine, twin-seat, low-wing light British civil utility aircraft of the 1930s. That's actually a pretty cool thing to know. We're gonna again start off from way back when. So of course we started in the 1930s. And if you're curious, this here is what the Miles M18 aircraft looked like. Pretty cool plane, right? It's amazing to think how aircraft have evolved from something like this to what we see today. 1945, Canadian astronaut Roberta Bondar was born. She is Canada's first woman astronaut and the world's first neurologist in space. That is a very cool fact. She's the first Canadian woman in space, y'all, and the first neurologist at that. And that makes me feel good because although I am not Canadian, I am American, but to be an astronaut has always been my dream since I was a kid. So shout out to the first woman in space. Hey! Moving on to the 1950s. 1950, a Pan-American World Airways Boeing 307 Strato-Clipper sets a new record time for a commercial flight from Honolulu, Hawaii to Los Angeles, California, making the trip in 7 hours and 20 minutes. That's actually something I actually had no idea about because the only airplane I knew that flew extremely quick was the Concorde. But that's actually pretty cool to know. Making that trip in 7 hours and 20 minutes. Yes, it does seem like a long time, but just think that's the 1950s. So that's actually pretty good. Maybe, maybe not. But hey. 1961. In 1961, the Air and Space Museum received the Douglas C-54 Sacred Cow used by Presidents Roosevelt and Truman. The Air and Space Museum is one of my favorite museums to go visit. There are 2 actually. There's one in DC and there's one in Virginia. Both each have a different they both have different types of aircraft. And of course, the one in DC also has a huge display dedicated to NASA and space. But if you ever get the chance, I don't know if the C-54 is still there as I have not been there in a long time. But if you ever get an opportunity, please go and visit the Air and Space Museum. I highly recommend it. If you are a museum nerd, or if you are an aviation nerd, or if you like space, please go visit. I highly recommend. Please go visit. And now, speaking of space and NASA, let's go ahead and close this out with a fact from 1998. 1998, the STS-88 was launched into space aboard Space Shuttle Endeavour, taking the first American module, the Unity nod, to the space station. I will say it is kind of sad when the space shuttle program ended, but of course we're moving into new times and new generations, but you never know. Maybe one day the space shuttle program will return, but not likely though. But one can dream, right? But anyway, that is it for this set of On This Day for Aviation History. So let me know what you thought of this. Should I keep doing this? Or would you like to see something different as far as aviation facts go? Let me know down in the comments below. If you know any other On This Day facts that happened in aviation history, drop me a comment down below and let me know. If you are interested in aviation and travel, please consider subscribing to my channel. Again, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And I will see you all in the next video.